Up next on Lion TV, we have Curtis Stevens bringing us some weather updates, Lily Lindsay with an inside look at our very own math department, a look at this week's Lion of the Week,
and me, Jordan Jones, to talk about your recent updates with the Cersei Lions football team. All that and more, Lion TV starts now.
Happy Friday, SHS, and welcome back to Lion TV. I'm Star Cox.
And I'm Jordan Bowman. I hope everyone has enjoyed their week so far, and congratulations for nearly getting through the first quarter.
I'm excited to see where this school year goes. Now let's get into those announcements. Students and faculty, please make note that the library will be closed during 0 hour today for PSAT sessions. We won't be open for students to come to the library during this time unless they are signed up for that PSAT session. They will need to go to the cafeteria instead.
The week of homecoming is next week, October 9th through the 14th. The daily themes are Monday, Soccer Mom versus Barbecue Dads. Tuesday, Dress as your favorite Disney character. Wednesday, Dress in all pink for Barbie Day. Thursday, Dress as your favorite music genre for Lion Palooza. And Friday is Blackout, where students will dress in all black to school and the game that night. Don't forget the vibrant 70s themed homecoming dance on Saturday that will be from 7 to 10 p.m. and the cost is $10 per person.
Speaking of homecoming, our clubs have revealed their sweethearts. Eli Cohn for band, McKinley Rogers for Beta Club, Ellie Howe for choir, Maggie Martin for drama club, Eva Duncan for East, Sophia Granger for FBLA, Sarah McCain for FCLA, Holly Toller for SCCLA, Spencer Powell for Fine Arts Club, Cedar Maxwell for FFA, Akaya Murray for French Club, Morgan Huff for French Honorary Club.
Alyssa Hazelwood for Educators Rising, Lainey Layton for HOSA, Jada Shell for Key Club, Lily Lindsay for Lion TV, Maddie Grawl for NHS, Allison Cleveland for Orchestra, Vivi Tomlinson for Unified Sports Club, Emily Miller for Robotics, Laney Stewart for Spanish Club, Emily Perez for Spanish Honorary Club, Haley Tancinko for Student Council, and Cynthia Torres for Yearbook, and Abby Morris for Youth to Youth.
There's also Aubrey Law for Sophomore Maid, Gracie Webb for Junior Maid, Scout O'Neill for Senior Maid, Sarah Daniel for Maid of Honor, and Molly Lawton as our homecoming queen. Congratulations to all of these students.
If you're interested in video camera work and live broadcasting sports events, then join the live stream team. We are looking for around 12 or more students or staff who would like to participate in live streaming and video board operations at the stadium and new arena. Community service hours will be given to participants. If you're interested, then use the QR code on the slides of TV screens in the hallways or contact Mr. Bowman at email mbowman@cerseischools.org.
Cersei High's College Fair is Tuesday, October 17th from 8:40 to 10:15 a.m. and will be held in the high school cafeteria. All juniors and seniors will be attending. Juniors will attend for first until 9:30 and seniors will attend after from 9:40 to 10:15. Teachers, if you have a planning period and could help monitor students, it would be appreciated. Email Bonnie Hollyfield if you have any questions.
The SHS Food Pantry is open. Food bags are available for pickup on Friday in the East Office and West Office and Guidance Center. You can also talk with any of your teachers and they can help you get a bag for you. If you have any questions, contact Miss Edelman in room 306 or email cedelman@cerseischools.org.
Hey Jordan, what's it like having a dad as a teacher?
Scary, but still appreciate all the work he does. In fact, I appreciate all the work our teachers put in for us.
I agree. I've noticed that the math teachers especially are really giving it their all this year.
For real. Good thing Lily Lindsay is here to enlighten us on everything the math department does for us here at the high school.
As students move up into higher levels of math, the difficulty and amount of outside classwork is bound to increase. I spoke to Mr. Mays and Mrs. Webb about how they hope their classwork affects students both in school and in life after high school.
We'd like to teach our students to become problem solvers in everyday life, not just in the math class.
Well, hopefully when they take the class, they're learning not just the subject, but how to prepare to study, how to think critically, and how to analyze a problem or situation, so that if they go on to a higher level of math, that learning will still be there with them, and if they're going out into the workplace, that they'll still have that creative thinking ability to continue on.
Fast is the object moving at the instant that it hits the ground? What would you tell me to do first?
My main goal is that they maybe readjust their ideas of what success is. Sometimes it takes failure to be a success.
Lots of preparation and planning goes into the teaching in the math department.
So we have our normal weekly math departmental meetings, and during the summertime we will meet as a group and align vertically and horizontally the curriculum.
We want to make sure every student in the building has access to the same learning regardless of the teacher. So we work together a lot to make sure that we're all covering the same objectives.
And when not planning as a group, they are working individually to get all caught up.
I catch up on grading. I try to prepare for lessons later on. Sometimes I may be setting up labs for my physics class, so I utilize that time to either reflect or to prepare for future lessons.
As well as grading papers and looking at grades, trying to address students that need help, stuff like that.
As strange as it sounds, math can teach us more about life than what is commonly thought.
I don't want students to be math robots where they just spit out an answer and they're not really sure of the process they went through to get to that answer.
It's okay to struggle with things, that if you're working for or working toward a goal, that's an important thing to learn.
Oh, okay. And then 1 and 12 when? Wait a minute, who came back?
And I think it trains the mind. I think it trains the mind to work through problems, to work through difficulties, to be able to approach and find solutions to problems that, rather than just giving up, they move forward and they work through those difficulties.
I hope they realize that I do care about them as individuals, not just in the 48 minutes that I have them in class, but that I do care about them outside of school.
Is that in order to succeed, sometimes we have to struggle with things. If life is always coming easy to us, then maybe we're not pushing ourselves hard enough.
Mrs. Webb and Mr. Mays work hard to ensure their students feel loved and cared for while being put on the path to success. Be sure to thank them for all their hard work. Now, back to the news desk.
Thanks, Lily, and thanks to all of our math teachers for the hard work that you do. Even if us as students don't always understand how to define derivatives and functions, no matter what y'all say.
Well, I know I can't function without learning some of the local news. Let's get right into it. Authorities in Jacksonville are looking for a suspect involved in a museum theft that include 2 submachine guns totaling up to $11,000. An incident report by Jacksonville Police Department stated that an officer was sent to the Jacksonville Museum of Military History on September 15th regarding the burglary. The officer arrived and met the director of the museum, Elizabeth Howard, who stated a man walked towards the back of the museum, snuck into the archives, and stole the 2 machine guns, a Carl Gustav M45 machine gun worth $10,000 and a Steen submachine gun worth $1,000.
Speaker Kevin McCarthy was voted out of the job Tuesday in an extraordinary showdown, a first in U.S. history, forced by a congregational of hard-right conservatives and throwing the House and its Republican leadership into chaos. It's the end of the political line for McCarthy, who said repeatedly that he never gives up but found himself with almost no options remaining. Neither the right-flank Republican who engineered his outer nor the Democrats who piled on seemed to open negotiation. McCarthy told lawmakers in the evening that he would not run again for Speaker, putting the gavel up for grabs. Next steps are highly uncertain, with no obvious successor to lead to the House Republicans' majority. Action is halted in the House until next week, when Republicans try to elect a new Speaker.
Rescue workers were searching for more than 100 people on Thursday after flash floods triggered by sudden heavy rainfall swamped several towns in northeastern India, killing at least 14 people, officials said. More than 2,000 people were rescued after Wednesday's floods. The Skimmin State Disaster Management Authority said in a statement, adding that the state authorities set up 26 relief camps for more than 22,000 people impacted by the floods. Among the missing 22 Army soldiers, officials said, one soldier who had been reporting missing Wednesday was later rescued by authorities, local media reported. Some Army camps and vehicles were submerged under the mud following the floods.
It's finally October. I've felt the difference in the weather already, and it's feeling pretty good.
I know, right? Finally, autumn is upon us. But is it going to stay that nice?
Only one man can answer that question. Curtis is thankfully here to let us know this weekend's weather going into homecoming week.
Good morning, Searcy High School. I'm Curtis Stevens with your weather update. Today it will be a sunny with a high of 79 with a 3% chance of rain, winds blowing north at 10 miles per hour with a humidity of 49%, and your sun rose at 7:05 a.m. On to tonight. Tonight it will be clear skies with a low of 45 with a 0% chance of rain, winds blowing north-northeast at 11 miles per hour with a humidity of 58%, and your sunset at 6:44 p.m. On to the almanac. Average temperatures have been a high of 95 with a low of 60, with a monthly average of precipitation being 4.13 inches and a month-to-date of 0.82 inches. On to the 5cast. On Saturday, it will be sunny with a high of 68, a low of 43, and a 0% chance of rain. On Sunday, it will be sunny with a high of 73, a low of 50, and a 4% chance of rain. On Monday, it will be sunny with a high of 80, a low of 49, and a 3% chance of rain. On Tuesday, it will be sunny with a high of 79, a low of 54, and a 7% chance of rain. And on Wednesday, it will be mostly sunny with a high of 83, a low of 59, and an 11% chance of rain. Well, it looks like it will start getting cooler now.
I sure hope it stays that way. Even though it's not going to rain, I still hear rumbling.
That's just my stomach. I'm really hungry. What's for lunch today, Jordan?
Today for lunch we'll be having Mexican street corn, classic cheese pizza, classic cheeseburger, seasoned crinkle cut fries, fresh carrot, and milk.
Sounds delish. As always, make sure to thank our perfect lunch ladies for all the work that they do.
Hey Star, do you have any music recommendations? My playlist has been pretty lacking recently.
Well, unfortunately, discography isn't until next week, but I hear Linus Bowman has interviewed a talented and upcoming musician.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Good morning, Cersei. Welcome back to Line of the Week, where we talk to talented and skilled students here at SHS. I would like to introduce to you our special guest, Silas Carpenter. So, what made you want to get into music?
I started playing shows in around like 8th grade, and ever since then I've just kind of known it's like what I want to do.
That's amazing. What are some struggles?
Sometimes you get in ruts where you like can't write a lot of music. That's kind of hard. I also like arranging songs, like different instrument parts. That's always hard.
Where do you draw inspiration from?
I'm a huge Beatles fan. I've always listened to the Beatles, and also like my uncle grew up in Searcy, and he played music in a couple bands, and I always saw his shows when I was younger, so he's always been a big inspiration for me.
That's great. How has it affected your school and social life?
I don't know. It's definitely connected me with more musicians.
What instrument do you play?
Well, so I record the music myself at my house, and I just play like guitar, drums, bass, and piano, and vocals. But when I play live, I usually play guitar, piano.
Amazing. What is your favorite aspect of being a musician and why?
I really love drum recording, like recording drums. There's a lot you can do with the different microphones and different effects. It's really, really fun.
Have a good night.
Thank you, Silas. I'm looking forward to seeing any future concerts. That's all we've got this week, Cersei. I hope everyone has a rockin' day. Back to the news desk.
Thanks, Linus. I'll definitely be listening to some of Silas's music this weekend.
Same here, but do you know what I'm really interested in? How our SHS football team is doing.
Oh yeah, I haven't been keeping up. Good thing Jordan Jones has, and he's here to tell us all the updates in the sports world.
Happy Friday, Cersei. In local sports, Cersei Lions tennis team started their conference tournament on Tuesday, where the team has 10 players left in semis and have already qualified for state. With every other player sweeping their quarterfinal opponents, players going to semis include Sheridan Hernandez and Gregory Lynn in singles, and Haley Tancinko, Avery Tranum, Hannah Robinson, Carlin Smith, William Killow, Zach Tancinko, Easton Gill, and Carson Hernandez in doubles. The tournament was pushed back from Wednesday to today due to the rain, so make sure to cheer on our tennis team. The Cersei Lions esports team will be traveling this weekend to Fayetteville, where they will participate in Rewired Fest, a high school tournament for Super Smash Bros. With a total prize pool of $5,000 that will be split up into the top 8 participants. There will also be many famous players from all over the world, including Spargo and Light, to be helping the players improve. The Cersei Lions football team took on El Dorado the Wildcats this past Friday, where they looked to come back through a tough loss the week prior to the Rockets, and came back and they did. The score was tied at the start with the first quarter, with the Lions and Wildcats trading touchdowns, but wouldn't be until a pick six for the Wildcats would light a fire in the Lions offense where they would not turn back. The Lions would pick up 2 rushing touchdowns and a passing touchdown to give Cersei a comfortable 28-14 lead over the Wildcats going into halftime. During the second half, the Wildcats would show some signs of life with 2 touchdowns to tie the game 35-35 in the fourth, but the Lions were able to keep up where they got a couple of touchdowns in their own, winning the game with a final score of 47-35, putting the Lions' overall record at 4-1 and the conference record at 3-1. Their next game will be later today, where they will travel to Marion to take on a tough conference opponent in the 4-2 Patriots, so make sure to cheer on our Lions before they leave. Moving on to national sports, another weekend of exciting college football games are headed our way, starting off with some exciting morning games where the number 12 ranked Oklahoma Sooners will march into Longhorn territory to take on the number 3 ranked Texas. The 23rd ranked LSU Tigers will go on the road to take on the number 21 Missouri Tigers, and the Arkansas Razorbacks will go back on the road where they will travel to Mississippi to take on the number 16 ranked Ole Miss. In the NFL, the Eagles plan to continue their win streak as they travel to LA to take on the Rams. The Kansas City Chiefs go back on the road where they will take on the Vikings. In an exciting late night game where Dak Prescott will lead the Cowboys as they travel to San Francisco to take on Brock Purdy and the 49ers at Levi Stadium. In the WNBA, the stage is set for Game 1 of the finals where New York Liberty will take on the Las Vegas Aces. Both teams fought hard throughout the playoffs to make it to this point, and we're excited to see which team will be the one to take it all. Game 1 will be taking place this Sunday. The MLB playoffs started earlier this week with wild card play. Series include the Philadelphia Phillies beating the Marlins 2-0, where they look to go back to the World Series for the second year in a row. The Arizona Diamondbacks beating the Milwaukee Brewers 2-0, where they plan to go to the NLDS for the first time since 2017. The Texas Rangers sweeping the 99-win Tampa Bay Rays in a big upset, and finally, the Minnesota Twins beating the Blue Jays 2-0, where they will win their first playoff series in 23 years and their first playoff game in 20. Bye teams that will be playing in the divisional series include the Baltimore Orioles, where they will take on the Rangers, the Houston Astros, who take on the Twins, the Los Angeles Dodgers, who plays against a divisional rival in the Arizona Diamondbacks, and the Atlanta Braves, who will play a rematch of last year's NLDS against the Philadelphia Phillies. With the divisional series starting this Saturday, we're excited to see what many of these exciting teams can do. That's all the sports updates I have for you this week, Cersei. Now back to the news desk with Star and Jordan.
Thanks, Jordan. Well, it seems like we've reached the end of our show. To stay up to date, make sure to follow us on YouTube at Cersei High Lion TV.
And to follow us on X at Lion TV, Instagram at Cersei Lion TV, and on Facebook at Cersei High Lion TV. Signing off, I'm Star Cox.
And I'm Jordan Bowman. Have a great weekend, Cersei.